And in the Super Bowl, the New England Patriots will play the Philadelphia Eagles.
What's going on, you guys? Coaster here talking about the Super Bowl. We are very close to Super Bowl Sunday, and I will just get my thoughts off the chest for both sides. So, as usual, I'm going to talk about the AFC team, the NFC team, and then I will make my predictions. So, after a little bit of research and a little bit of understanding, let's start. First of all, starting off with the New England Patriots, the defending champions. This is their 10th time in franchise history that they're going to the Super Bowl. Amazing, sad, crazy, and all that. All the things combined. Now, I think a lot of people have this perception of the AFC. It's pretty common, and it's amazing to think it still lives today. It's one of those things. These guys have been there doing it forever in this 21st century. But this is the common perception.
It doesn't matter what happens. As long as they got Tom Brady and the guy in a hoodie, they're one of the top teams in the AFC.
So now that the Patriots have been that team, and they're still that team, there's been only one constant, and that's, of course, Tom Brady being their quarterback. Everyone else has come and gone. Belichick has always gotten rid of a player maybe a year earlier than you want, but he never holds on to a player too long, and he's never done that. The only guy he's held on to is his quarterback. But everybody else has come and gone. He's always getting younger. He's always building for the long run. And they get their players that come in and out. The big pickup for them was Stephon Gilmore in the free agency. But once again, they have that guy in a hoodie, so they're always going to compete. Even no matter what stats we throw out on their defense and offense. I mean, the passing offense has been pretty good. Obviously, Braden Cooks was a big pickup for them as well. He's lit up the box score quite a bit. Obviously, you still have Gronk, you still got your weapons, Dion Lewis as the running back, but once again, it's a system thing. As long as that guy in a hoodie is there and that guy that's wearing number 12 is their quarterback, they're just going to always be relevant. And, you know, that guy wearing number 12 he's always said, he will stop playing when he sucks. That's the open thing he said. So, I think, you know, once again, he still has not sucked enough to want to retire. He is going for ring number 6, as with the head coach. These guys just continue to build, and they continue to make everyone else jealous, mad, whatever you want to call it. Asterisk with cheating in the past. Whatever you want to call it. I mean, it makes you jealous with all the winning that they've done in the 21st century. And you look before that, I mean, they had, a Super Bowl in the 80s and then one Super Bowl in the 90s. Both to NFC North opponents in the Bears and Packers. But no one thinks about those teams, right? No one thinks about Drew Bledsoe or anyone when they played in Foxborough Stadium. It's all about that guy wearing number 12. It's just, they've gone on a crazy run, and they continue that crazy run. You know, it's amazing as you look at the division, and there's no competition. I mean, the Buffalo Bills have been mediocre. They've been a losing team for a very long time, but you know, it's amazing. They get in the playoffs in a year where they're trying to rebuild and a new regime trying to blow up their roster. Yet they get in the playoffs. The Dolphins, mediocre, nothing but a short-term sprout. And then, of course, the Jets are right now mired in disaster. They've had some mediocre competitive years, but once again, that division is a joke. And the Patriots pretty much win that division by default every time, it feels like, even if they dominate some years. I never see competition down there. So the Patriots continue their ways. They steamrolled through the AFC, though the Jaguars gave them a fight. I mean, a lot more than I thought, but as I always have openly said on my videos, there's only one team that matters in the AFC right now, and it's the Patriots. There has not been much parity on the AFC side. So they go back to the Super Bowl going for ring number 6, and that would have the undisputed greatest franchise of all time, you could argue, if they get that 6th ring, because there's only one team with 6 right now. On the NFC side, we got the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, first of all, shout out goes to the Reading Fighting Phils, the AA affiliate, and also the Oakland A's are the most successful team in Philadelphia. You can all look it up. I'm not lying. You all have Connie Mack statues out there for a reason. Greatest time in A's history. So, Anyways, the Philadelphia Eagles had an interesting season to say the least. I think most people did not see this happening, let alone having a great regular season. I mean, Carson Wentz, great progress. You got to like what you saw from him for a second-year quarterback, and then he gets hurt in Los Angeles, and everyone starts to lose it, including yours truly. I mean, and I learned what it's like to lose a quarterback in December before the year's over. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. And the good thing is they had better depth, because there's a guy named Nick Foles that, in a lot of ways, knows the team or kind of knew the system a little bit more. I mean, that was one of those under-the-radar backup signings. The other big changes that they made from the year before, I mean, they signed Alshon Jeffrey. That was a big pickup. Very minor pickup was Torrey Smith. Much better when he has a limited role, when he's not the main guy, which what his previous NFL team tried to do, which that's the biggest franchise bust, by the way, the one owned by Jed York. If y'all didn't hear, that's the biggest financial free agent bust. Anyways, yeah, the Eagles signed him. And of course the trade of Darby. That was a big deal in the offseason, which it was weird how the NFL was set up. Not just Belichick getting rid of guys. Usually that's what he does when he trades, but there were trades around the league this year. It made absolutely no sense. Usually in the NFL, you trade picks for a player, and that they're very minor trades. They don't seem like a big deal 95% of the time. The only big trades are in the draft when you move up and down the board. But Darby was picked up from the Buffalo Bills for only, I think, a third-round pick or something. That was a very nice pickup for them. Bills, I already mentioned, they're in the midst of blowing up their roster, new era, new regime, trying to get their own players. So Eagles took advantage of that. And then, of course, they got Jay Ajayi in the middle of the year, which was a big deal. I would have thunk that they would only give up a little, like, was it a very minor draft pick or something? I mean, I heard the Dolphins and something didn't get along down there, so they had leverage. And once again, these trades in the NFL were happening. Blockbuster trades in the NFL don't happen outside of the draft usually. So Eagles took advantage of that, and their offense looked really good from the passing game. I liked what I saw, and then, of course, they had LeGarrette Blount signed as well. He turned out to be a pretty good pickup. Yeah, I think he had the most carries of the team. And then later, I know Ajayi hasn't done a whole lot, but he's just been so-so. He's not their main guy. But obviously Zach Ertz has been nice in the red zone. They don't have a lot of running touchdowns, believe it or not. They've been mostly throwing, mostly through the air. But I got to give credit to their defense where it's due. That game against the Falcons is probably the defining moment of this team. They were underdogs at home. Probably who would have thought the 1 seed would be an underdog the entire postseason? But that's what the Eagles were. When they lost their quarterback, everyone thought the Falcons were going to go in there and steamroll them, and that was it. Same thing for even when the Vikings were supposed to go in there and do the same. They embarrassed the Vikings that night. That was pretty cool. Just surreal scene, but nothing will be more of the play or moment of the year was when they had their goal line stand against the Falcons. I mean, Falcons have been in that situation many times in their life of finding ways to lose a game, creative ways to lose a game, 28-3 anyone, or that time in the NFC Championship they've done that before, and it was a first and goal and something, and they blew it. Well, that happened again. The Eagles took a stand, and you got to give credit to where it's due. They were playing with heart that day, and heart outbeat the Falcons when it mattered most. And credit goes to Doug Peterson. I mean, this is a guy who was part of the Andy Reid coaching tree, and it's kind of funny. He goes to the team that Andy Reid once coached for. Well, the mentor, Andy Reid himself, is watching the Super Bowl as his Chiefs failed. Thank goodness. So Peterson has shown he can adjust the offense to the talents and to the strengths of what he's got. Like, Nick Foles looked awesome in the NFC Championship game, and that's what mattered most. I like the guy. I'm a big Nick Foles fan when I watched him in college at the University of Arizona, so I'm happy for him. He's a class act, and I hope that he does it well. But coming into the year, I didn't think the Eagles were going to be good. I thought they were going to be just a 500 team, a lot of ups and downs and uncertainty. But it seems like this year they finally got their free agency right and their offseason right, because they made all the right moves, and they didn't try to go. Now, it's better than trying to sign a bunch of free agents and become a dream team, right? Who was that tried to do that? Oh, yeah, it was the Eagles in 2011. Yeah. yeah, you sign up all these guys and try to build yourselves on paper. But no, that was not the case. But it's good to see, yes, guys like Chris Long are going to the Super Bowl. That is an awesome feeling to see some of these veterans get their shot. Eagles, pretty magical season they've had as an underdog the whole year. Okay, now as someone who is going to be watching the Super Bowl, I think we all know who I want to win. It's pretty obvious, and I'm still very bitter over what happened, 17 years ago? I mean, gosh, it's been that long, really? I'm still having bad memories of that last game in Foxborough, but, yeah. It's one of those things, man, you just kind of learn to live with it at this point. Patriots, they're just a winning team right now, and my team isn't. So, I think majority of the nation wants the Eagles. Though I am very curious if you're a fan of an NFC East team, not named the Eagles. I mean, we talk about boycotts in the NFL and people protesting the NFL. We've had a lot of jokes about that with the whole anthem thing. But the real thing I'm curious is who's going to not watch the Super Bowl because it's a lose-lose situation. Because obviously if you're a Redskins or Giants fan, yeah, you're not happy. I remember when people were rooting against the New York Giants when they were facing the Patriots those two times. So they were rooting for the Patriots then. But now the Patriots would be kings of the NFL, arguably, because of having ring number 6. And this is the thing I'm curious of is I don't think the ratings are going to go down. The ratings always go up every year with the Super Bowl. But how many Dallas Cowboys fans are not going to watch the Super Bowl at all? Because one, you could have your division rival win their first Super Bowl and they'd have bragging rights. Or you're going to have one team who's going to have their 6th Super Bowl ring, and that means they get more than the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, one or the other is going to happen, guys. You can't pick and choose or say, I'd rather die. Well, hopefully you're not one of those people who'd rather die, okay? Seriously, suicide is awful. So yeah, ring number 6 or first ring for a rival. You got to pick your poison, or you can just not watch the thing. I just know if I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, I'd be tempted to not watch the thing altogether. So if you're a Dallas fan or an NFC East fan, I'm very curious. Are you even going to watch this thing? Now, from my picking standpoint, yeah, I'm going to still watch the Super Bowl. I'll find a way. But I think that the Patriots are going to pull away late. I think this will be a competitive game. A lot of people are going to say the Eagles have no chance. I disagree with that. It's a short game. Anything can happen. I think the Eagles... And Doug Peterson, much smarter than Andy Reid was 13 years ago. The thing I remember, I don't remember it as vividly like an Eagles fan would 13 years ago. I just remember some really poor clock management, and there was a lot of time wasted in the end. Like, you say every second matters, do the little things right, and Andy Reid was a terrible clock management guy. That's one thing I've always hated with him, and Eagles fans probably know what I'm talking about. All those little things just add up. All the little errors and mistakes and clumsiness. What was it? I think Donovan McNabb threw up or something. I don't remember the details on that game, but something like that happened where there was sloppy fourth quarter clock management. I think Peterson will be much smarter than that team. But I think the Patriots, just talent-wise, and that guy in a hoodie is going to win his 6th. I think it'll be a close game until the fourth quarter where the Patriots pull away and win by 2 possessions. Obviously, I want the Eagles to win. My heart says that, but my head is saying that the Patriots, talent-wise, and that guy wearing number 12 is going to get his 6th. I mean, the only team who's beaten the Patriots on this stage had a quarterback named Eli Manning, and as we know, Manning and his team were dysfunctional this year. They had one of their worst seasons in franchise history, so... they're not playing the Patriots. I don't really feel that's the common perception out there. I just think the Eagles are going to, the fourth quarter, the Patriots are just going to show that they're the better team. So my final prediction, 27-14, Patriots pull away late. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I don't expect this curb stomping like some people may see it, but I think the Patriots pull away. That's just what my head says. One of the cooler distinctions about the Eagles that I could say I like about them is that Stefan Wisniewski's there. It's a guy I got to meet in person once. He spoke at an event pretty much a few weeks before my mom passed away. I remembered I got to see him speak, and it was awesome. Really good guy. I wish him the best. Same for Chris Maragos, one of their special teamers. I like him as well. So, two guys I want to see do well on the Eagles would be them too. What do you guys think? I think it'll be much more low scoring. I would take the under if I'm a betting man. But once again, what do I know? It's just a game, right? You can't predict everything in this world. So let me know what y'all think about this game. And I'm very curious, if you're an NFC East fan, are you even watching this game? We'll see you guys next time, and I'll talk after the game just with a brief reaction.